What's going on, guys? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and that's it, the end of another Premier League season for Arsenal. I can't quite believe how quick it's gone. I mean, this season has been one absolute roller coaster. It's the thing we're at the end of it now, finishing fourth comfortably. You know, you can look back at this Premier League season, and although we have led it for so long, and you know, even though we're not winning the Premier League title, you can look back at it and say there has been improvement. We finished, what, 7 points off top now after City have picked up the Premier League title. And if it wasn't for all them injuries that we had a month back, then, you know, the wins we've had recently, those comprehensive, comfortable victories where we've been scoring about 3 goals every game. Hopefully, if we keep our players fit next season, a few quality additions over summer, then this is something that we're going to be seeing on a regular basis. And as long as we can keep the likes of Aaron Ramsey fit, then, like I said, we should be able to continue this kind of form going into next season. And who knows what could happen. But focusing on today's game, I mean, it was always going to be a weird one. Neither side had anything to play for, and you know, the first thing that stood out to me was how strong the Arsenal lineup was. I mean, we saw the likes of Ramsey, Ozil, Giroud start, saw Gibbs come back straight from injury, put him straight in the starting 11. And although I didn't quite understand why we weren't wrapping up these players in cotton wool, putting them on the bench, I can kind of understand why Wenger wanted to keep the form in these players going, the momentum going, so we can go into that game against Wembley with another comfortable victory, another good performance, and all these players keep on tip-top form. So I didn't question that too much, but there always was that slight concern throughout the game, what if these players got injured, although we did seem to take our most crucial players off during stages in the second half. And like I thought it would, it started off really slowly from both teams. Arsenal, they looked good on the ball. I mean, we were dominating possession, but we weren't really doing anything with it. I thought Giroud today, he was absolute quality up top, although he did miss a sitter in the first half, which he really should have scored. His hold-up play was magnificent. He was taking it around players, which I was really surprised to see, and he looked extremely good on the ball. He played out his skull today, and the assist for Ramsey's goal in the second half was absolutely wonderful. But not much to report on that first half because nothing much happened really, but we came out with a much higher intensity. We played an awful lot better. The likes of Ramsey really got involved in the game more, and we scored fairly early on. I think it was in the 53rd minute, through Aaron Ramsey, and what a goal this was. Ramsey had been relatively quiet the whole game. He actually wasn't having his best game. He was giving the ball quite away a lot. And this goal just sums up the kind of player he is. It was absolutely magnificent balling from Giroud to Ramsey, who was backpedaling, and he just smacks it past Ruddy, placed perfectly. And that was a special goal from such a special player. And to put us 1-0 up, you know, it kind of killed the game off from there. And we played an awful lot better after that. And 10 minutes later, we scored again through, who'd have thought it but Cole Jenkinson. Not the best of goals. I think it was a cross-in from Gibbs. Podolski shot, fell back to Jenkinson, and he slowed it home perfectly. And I couldn't feel happier for the guy, to be honest. He doesn't get much playing time with us. And we saw him today. Wenger rightly gave him his chance. And I thought Jenkinson, although maybe he had a couple of nervy times where he let the likes of Nathan Redmond in, I thought he had a good performance today. That goal capped off that performance. And I'm over the moon for him, to be honest, because you saw how much that meant to him, celebrating with the fans, the passion in his face. Over the moon for him. But we kind of shut up shop from there. We didn't pose too much of a threat after that. Like I said, first half, Giroud and Podolski should have scored. I mean, theoretically, we probably should have won this game about 3 or 4-0, but 2-0, I'll take that. It's a nice way to end the season. Comfortable end to the Premier League, and you know, for all we know, next season I will be reporting us winning the Premier League title, and we're right up there with City and Liverpool. I mean, when we had those injuries, they just cost us so much, and you can look back at that and just think, what if we had Ramsey, Ozil, all these players fit at that time? You know, Ramsey and Chamberlain together, Walcott next season as well. I think everyone's forgetting about him. When we've got Walcott back, that's going to be amazing, linking up with Ozil and Ramsey. And we've actually got a good team. If you look at who we rested today, when we've got a fully fit squad, it is a magnificent team. You know, we rested the likes of Mertesacker today, Vermaelen. We could afford to play Sanya, centre half. And, you know, regarding the whole Sanya situation, I really hope he does stay, because I think that if he does go, we're going to have to bring in 2 players to replace him, one at centre back and one at right back, and he's a quality addition to the side. And why we're only offering him a 1-year contract at the age of 31 is beyond me. And I mean, if you look at his physical shape, he's got at least another 2 or 3 years left in him at the top level. And you know, I don't want to discuss all this money situation with him, because I think he wants 90 grand a week and we're only offering him 80. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope we just offer him another year with 80 grand. Because we know his injury record, we know he's had a couple of broken legs, so I think 80 grand a week is more than enough for him. I don't really know why he needs that extra 10 grand. So hopefully we'll see him sign on, but if he goes, I wish him all the best. hopefully we can get a couple of replacements in. I mean, we've been looking at Aurier, who looks a quality right back, a nice young promising right back who actually reflects a bit of Sagna, but like I said, I can't emphasise enough that I want Sagna to stay. But anyway, it's been one hell of a season. It's been an absolute roller coaster, and if we remain injury free next season, bring in some additions, we're going to be right back up there competing with the likes of City and Chelsea. And you know, we're not even that far off them. I mean, if you look at how far we finished behind Chelsea, it's what, 3 points or so. It's not that much, and we've only finished 7 points off top. So to think, how far were we off the top last season? 20 points. So you know, there has definitely been improvement. But before I go as well, I just want to say how great it was to have Abu Diaby and Jack Wilshere back in the team today. Wilshere, we haven't missed him for all that long, but when he came on, he was the real bright spark in the team, taking it around players. He made a lovely pass to Rosicky in that second half as well, and even came close to scoring himself, and it really was magnificent to have him back in the team. Diaby, he's been out for, what, 420 days, and for him to come back, he's just so inspirational, and the away fans chanting his name. Our away fans were excellent today, but even more so when Diaby came on with the constant chanting of his name. And overall, it's just so great to have him back in the team. He didn't look all that great today. He didn't look like a real standout player, but it's just overall great to have him back in the side. And he did do a couple of good things. I mean, he held it up really well. That's one thing I noticed. We're in the Arsenal half. He held it up and took it around about 3 Norwich players, which was really good to see. He's really powerful going forward. He doesn't get muscled off the ball easily, and hopefully, you know, maybe we could see him feature in the FA Cup final. You know, if we're 2 goals up or whatever in the 80th minute, why not bring him on? It'd be great to see him get his hands on that FA Cup trophy, and I'm really hoping that he can play a big part in next year's season, and we've got to keep him fit because he is an amazing player. You know, he essences the likes of Yaya Toure and Patrick Vieira. He's that kind of box-to-box, powerful midfielder. He is an absolute powerhouse, and hopefully we'll see him a bit more next season. But anyway, they've been my thoughts on today's game. You know, I'll probably do some videos over summer, you know, a roundup of this Premier League season, all that kind of stuff. Stay tuned to Arsenal Fan TV for more great videos today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button and, you know, enjoy that FA Cup final next week.